I was called by a friend of mine, John Merriman, who was the first assistant director. And he said, I want you to be my second. So when the buzz had already started. And Dennis, when he was under pressure, whisked me off to start gathering locations together. And that was the start of it all.
I don't snore. You do, repeatedly. Do I snore, John? Yeah, you're a window rattler, son.
I used to get there and pick them each up individually from their London address. They knew about their call in the morning, having received it the night before, so they knew what time I was coming. But I always used to have to knock on the door. Well, I never had a problem, except for one day with Ringo, and he just was, you know, socked in. So I had to go back up and dig him out. He was just a bit grumpy, you know. He needed the hair of the dog, you know, that's all. I don't know what he'd been doing the night before, I have no idea. Why should I?
Hey, look at that!
What's that?
It's not all set down there.
Oh, should we go down and have a go?
Yeah, come on,
There's trees and everything. There's a lot of fellas for one set.
I think getting some of the locations for nothing, I thought that was really good. I was quite pleased with that because I knew that Dennis would be pleased, you know, being the tightwad that he is. Sorry, Den. And it was good to be able to do that sort of thing, you know, and it sort of gave you a little pat on the back as well, you know, although nobody else did it for you. You had to give it to yourself. But no, that was really good, you know, coming up with something like the whole of British Rail practically for nothing, you know, except for the running costs of the train. I went to see the PR man for British Rail, first of all, and he was very excited. Oh, the Beatles. It was working, you see, by that time. People knew, and they loved the music, and they were... So he wanted the Beatles, yes. They wanted to let the British Rail official photographer take some pictures. I said, yeah, of course you can. Yeah, absolutely. And can you give me 2 signed photographs of the Beatles, personally signed? I said, yeah, I can arrange that. He said, that'll be the facility fee. All you've got to do is pay for the action of the train, you know, the fuelling and bunkering, whatever it was in those days. So, and that's the way most people reacted.
The chance of a lifetime! Be the envy of your less fortunate sisters!
Some of the crowd that were already there would have actually paid to be in the movie. Unquestionably, they would have given you everything they'd got. But we did have to obviously take a core from the FAA, the Film Artists Association, which was the Crowd Artists Union. So that's the way we did it, basically, because we, apart from specials like showgirls, people who had to be dressed in special costumes or fitted, obviously had to be specials through the union. But the basic crowd was filled in with all these wonderful screaming girls. There was a lot of tears, a lot of little accidents, girls running into things, falling over, getting in the way, getting crushed at the front of queues and stuff like that, especially when we were filming in the Scala Theatre. We were halfway through and we had a full audience, as you've seen from the movie, and suddenly there was a huge bang from up in the gods, and they had broken through the crash doors. They'd sawn off the chain somehow with a hacksaw, and they had glass cutters, they had everything, all the burglars' tools, 14 years old, and they broke through the top of the building and came thundering down like a herd of cows and mixed in with the crowd that we'd already got. At that point, we had to finish everything and get everybody out because it was so dangerous. They were all Beatle crazy. Well, you saw them in tears. And often they had one particular one that they really wanted, which was either Paul or, you know, one of the 4. And then you could see them mouth the name of the particular Beatle. Now, John, now. Tears welling up in their eyes, everything. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was to such a pitch that you could not communicate with each other, not ear to ear. As Gil Taylor said, he couldn't communicate with his gaffer to tell him to swivel a light to the left or the right or whatever, or raise it up a bit. It was just impossible. And you could not control, once the playback had started, you could not control them. Before the music started, it was not bad. You could just keep to a roar, but when the music started, that was it. A special moment for me was when, as I said earlier on, when they first started to play and sing in the Scala Theatre. When we were all set, we'd rehearsed, we were all ready, all the 6 cameras were turning over, and they started. Playback, and they started. And it was a real, you know, you could feel the emotion, you know? It was really something very strange, very peculiar. Yeah, that was it for me. It was quite heart-tugging, you know, because their music had so much magic about it, you know. It's very hard to describe, but you know what I mean.